Hello there and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jedel Kabra. I'm so glad that you've joined us once again for this political conversation, a conversation which I do hope, genuinely hope, will help our leaders in making better policy decisions and informed political moves. The High Court has declared that Kenya Kwanza is not majority in Parliament. I'm here with Prof. Manyora going to talk a little bit about that. Prof, look, Speaker Wetangula was wrong in declaring that Kenya Kwanza was majority. You've said that before, but we're getting this ruling now. Will this change anything?
It won't change anything because this is Kenya. Remember how long it has taken for the court to say what they have said. We said it was obvious. Our courts, I'm telling you, the judiciary will be our undoing in this country.
Why are you blaming it on the courts?
But this is something that we just have said one evening, one afternoon or one morning. It was obvious.
But they have declared
after 2 years. Now they go to appeal another 2 years. By the time it is done, there will be another 2027 will have gone. Our judiciary is a joke.
You're not putting this on Speaker Wetangula.
No. With Wetangula, we blamed him. We told him, you are wrong, Papa, wrong. And history will judge you harshly. We said that, and we left it at that. If the court was asked to intervene, and it is coming 2.5 years or so later, it is a whole joke. Because if these guys move to the Court of Appeal,
you still feel like they're...
And in any case, Kenya Kwanza has had time to readjust, to make the necessary changes. And Raila is no longer the other side. So it's overtaken by events.
So when you...
But there is an indictment on our judiciary. Because as a country, we are at a point in our history and in our development where the judiciary must always come in to save us from civil disorder. To save us from this thing getting to a point where Kenyans have lost confidence in our institutions. Kenyans don't believe anything. We will be going back to jungle, where nobody would want to take anybody to court for anything. They'll just square it out with you. That's where we are, because I'm saying the judiciary must know the role it occupies in a society like ours. It's very critical. Very critical. And I've said before.
When you say our society, that word there.
Kenya.
What do you mean by our society? Why is our judiciary? Why is the judiciary supposed to stand strong? In particular case of Kenya.
You see.
Welcome to Herencia, the heartland of good living, where you belong. A community with endless possibilities. Your path to discovering a master planned gated community that matches your ambitions. Get yourself this must-have piece of paradise with state-of-the-art amenities, constant water supply, good security, tarmac roads, and much more. The best part, availability of buy and build financing services. Don't wait. Contact us today or visit our offices for more info. Buy and build your way at Herencia, the heartland of good living.
First of all, we are no longer supported by our social traditional systems. So we are supposed to operate within a modern state. And yet, within that context of a modern state, we do not have established institutions as a modern state, which other modern states have. So the judiciary must midwife this change from traditional state to a modern state in the absence of the institutions that support a modern state. For example, if you and I have a difference over something, like a contract, what have you, in a modern society, there are many ways that we can resolve this issue without even ever going to court. The systems available to us are such that you cannot very easily con me, or everybody can see. It's still quite common in this country for people to have dispute over land. each coming with their records, which one, evidence, witnesses. But you don't expect that in America or Japan. The transactions are so clear. So the systems to support, the structures to support a modern state are in place. But for us, every time you rush to
Our courts.
court. So the courts must be cognizant of the role they play.
You look at this ruling on majority minority, and
Yes.
then you ask yourself, why isn't there a repercussion or some sort of declaration that the speaker was wrong and therefore he should not
Sanction.
hold office, sanction
Yes,
of that
such.
sort? Why isn't it there, and should we expect that?
So that's why I say it is nothing. Nothing will happen. That's why I don't celebrate Maraga myself.
Oh,
I don't celebrate it.
you brought Maraga.
Yeah.
Why?
You nullify an election and everybody goes scot-free. You hide in some cheap provisions. Make somebody pay for it. Make it difficult for somebody to rig election next time.
Knowing there is consequences that
Yeah,
follow.
yeah. But pretend to make history by nullifying an election. And when issues are brought to you immediately after that, your court can't even sit.
Then why is this a big thing? Let me ask you.
And nobody has paid for it.
Yeah.
Why would Wetangula remain speaker?
After this ruling.
The Supreme Court has original jurisdiction. They can find a way of going around this in a week to tell
Wetangula.
to go home.
Okay. What's the importance of majority minority in parliament? Because there are people thinking it's the same thing. You have minority Junet now who's making the same noise as majority.
This mongrel of a
Ichungwa.
government, this is a mongrel.
Eh,
But in our functional system, the minority and the majority are both government, but one is the one running government. The other one is checking government
okay.
along the lines of an opposition. It looks like it's not the opposition. Ours, they are both government, minority and majority side. But they are the ones that control parliament in terms of the bills and what have you, everything else.
Oh,
Many things in parliament.
okay.
They are the ones who run government business. Yeah.
Why was it important for Ruto to have the majority in parliament?
Just so
I ask
that they
you
may begin bulldozing things.
Eh,
Yeah. It wasn't even necessary. I talked about it. I said, what were they going to lose? Impunity. Young man, you are called Jadel Kabiro. Impunity is a dangerous thing. When leaders operate with impunity, there's no limit to the things they can do. That's impunity. What are you asking? It's just impunity.
you
What
take,
I do?
You take everything
Yes.
you want.
Nobody's anything. All the people are useless. They are nothing. It's just you. It's impunity. That's what impunity
Could
is.
this have been?
But there's nothing for them to lose. Tell Azimio, go ahead, you are the majority. Doesn't change anything. And it will take the provision for changing sides was there. You enter a coalition, you can leave the coalition willingly. Nobody can stop you. But there's like a small duration. It was just about getting there. It's about 3 months after the election.
Yes.
So you can't be patient for a month because it was almost already just a month or so was remaining. Look at what impunity does to people. Because if Wetangula had said it's Azimio, then once the period lapsed that was tying those affiliates of Azimio to Azimio, it was 3 months after election. Once the period lapsed, they quickly join Kenya Kwanza, and Kenya Kwanza becomes
Majority.
But there is precedent. There was Ford Yasili and Ford Kenya. Matiba was leader of opposition. He had 31, and I think Ford Kenya had about 30, if I can't remember well. Jaramogi and Ford Yasili. So Ford Yasili took over. Matiba couldn't come to parliament. He made one used to make technical appearance. Shiku could be there, sitting on the seat. After some time, 4 years silly of Matiba. People began to defect one the other. Their numbers collapsed. Ford Kenya took over. So what is? But Wetangula was there, he could see all these things.
So all this, you're bringing it to impunity.
Impunity. Impunity is a bad thing. It makes you think you are a god.
I didn't want to put these two conversations together, but I feel I should.
Yeah.
When you listen to the president talking about, look, I've been in power, I know what power is all about, 15 years as a member of parliament, 10 years as a deputy president, 1 year as president. He's too overconfident, some believe. He will not lose.
That is just power which gets to your head. And you think it becomes delusional. You think the world evolves around you. You think you are too powerful. It's not the president alone, it's a principal of a school. The principal thinks he's a vice chancellor of a university. He's a CEO of a company. He's a chairman of a state company. It's normal. Power can get to your head and blinds you and makes you think and make you think you are what you are not.
This little thing.
There's a disconnect. It's called disconnect. It's called cognitive disconnect.
Yeah.
What you are saying and the reality are not working
Do
together.
you think this will cost the president in the near future?
In many times it has. The letter from Mahama, the article by Mahama, who has come back again and won the Ghanaian president. When he lost, that thing has been circulating as if he wrote it yesterday. It was when he was looking for seeking his second term and he lost. Then he wrote it. Juzi ilikuwa ina circulate sana. You know, he came back and won now.
Yes.
After an interval. What he was saying is what you are saying. That if I listened to people, I would not have lost the election. I was listening to the wrong people and even named some of them. I was listening to the Kimani Shungwas.
So if you look at
He never mentioned the people he was listening to as opposed to the people he should have listened to. When you form government, the sort of people you should put in your government and the people you end up putting in. So when you lose an election, I don't wish Ruto bad. He should win if he wants to win. But if he loses, and I'm using my English very carefully, if he loses, because it's a possibility, if he loses,
not far from reality, some would say, but continue.
If he loses,
yeah.
he will look back and say, how come he didn't see this thing?
Then if you look at the whole system of Kenya, from the president to Martha Koome saying if you have a problem with judiciary, submit your problems. If you look at parliament as it's being run by Wetangula, how would you summarize what we are looking at? And Kenyans are looking for some sort of hope, some sort of, we are listening. How would you summarize all these institutions?
I can only tell you that we are a poor, dirty third world country. And we are putting everything in place to ensure we remain like that. Or to become even worse. We don't want to do anything to remove us from the state of primitivity in which we are. We don't do anything to advance society. We're pulling backwards. Everything we are doing. Because a quick decision from the judiciary will advance the cause of democracy and good governance. Quick decision from parliament will tame a rogue presidency. Quick decision from the executive will move the country forward. It will send a signal to parliament. Kama nyi bado mnapiga kelele ya kukula pesa, sisi mimi na Wakenya tunasonga mbele.
That can happen.
Yes, it happened in Botswana. The president told parliament, look, hii mambo yenyu ya kuuliza pesa, I stand with the people, you can go to hell. I'm not approving anything. And all the conmen in Zambia, the president, he told them, he Mercedes 20 who ordered. I'm just coming in office now and I'm being told zinakuja nani.
Remember that?
This quick decision, in the interest of the country, we are not anywhere near that. So back to where we started. It's taken the judiciary more than 2 years to make a decision. Even a class 3 kid knew Wetangula was wrong. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should die with shame. It will take the court of appeal if somebody, they will move to a court of appeal. It will take the court of appeal another 1 year or so, 3 years. The judiciary should die with shame. And I've given examples. You come up with a certificate. We say this is a fake certificate. You go to court or somebody takes you to court. Who gives certificates? It is Kenya National Examination Council. And they have a watertight, foolproof system. They come to court and say, this is a fake certificate. It's not in our system. The prosecution gives further evidence that, you know, a certificate shows the school you are in, if you are a school candidate. Yes, there is a school like Jadel Kabiro High School. But this school started 15 years ago, and this certificate was 20 years ago. Although there's a school like that, by the time you are saying you are there, there wasn't a school like that. What more evidence does the judiciary wait for to make a decision?
I think I know that case, and it's still
There
ongoing.
are many cases, not just one, on certificate. This certificate, like for a friend of mine, yes, it looks like a certificate. Yes, it has a number, but this number belongs even to a woman. It was a female candidate. So what are we talking about with our judiciary?
So
There will be the undoing of this country.
for things to streamline, the judiciary should act. Is that what you're saying?
We should have a judiciary, not act. We must start by having a judiciary.
We don't even have one.
No.
Well, what a conversation. Thanks for tuning in to this one. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.